groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey, yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Got it. Choose the mic. Watch Mike. Watch Mike.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Now Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Come on,
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Ready?
Out of the gun. Goff. He's going to float this over the middle deep. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now Wilson. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 34. So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35. He'll rifle this one deep. And this is caught. Touchdown, New Orleans. Justin Watson, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start first and 10. A run with Gurley there on first down. Going to get about 4 yards. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Goff. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 22 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Set. 15 line. 15 line.
Defense, keep it up, guys.
Shift 61. Matchbox light.
Check 25. Check.
On first down, it's Gurley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now it's Gurley. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
That's going to be a long day.
Hey.
52's the mic right here.
Let's go.
Here's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ready to break. 152. Hey, watch the leg. Snap.
From the gun on third down. Gone. Safarian Jenkins has it. Now the ball comes loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
They can't stop you, son.
And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
He just got out the party. I don't know what ain't nobody in here. He went on the mic. But.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Watch the ship. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Tighten up. 42.
Throwing on third. Gone. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact.
No.
It's incomplete.
Talking about the show power.
The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here,
man,
1st and 10.
Keep up this shit. Hey, man. I don't care. I want to miss Super Bowl, bro. Leave me alone. Bruh, nah, let me tell you what I did, bro. So Chris Jones was at safety, right? You know, so I noticed, you know, hold on, I'm playing, man. I can't think of the top at the same time.
They go play action here on 1st down.
What? Throw the ball. Don't take that hit.
Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. That is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Greatness, big dog. Greatness. I was adjusting. I don't want to talk about it. I wouldn't. Ain't nobody cheating. Them bums. I released them.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Touchdown. And the New Orleans Saints put 6 up on the board.
But this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And boy, was he successful.
But
didn't go to
so
the outside
at
toward the
safety, Chris Harris is an 84.
Between 2 points.
To get his abilities, he had to be an 85. So he was an 85 as a corner. So I just moved him back to corner, bro.
Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards. Up
Yeah,
to the
then for Richard Sherman, I did the same thing, hoping that would be the case, but it wasn't. So then he got that ability. I wanted him to keep his same zone ability, so I just moved him back, bro. It ain't nothing to me. It's just something to everybody else.
An inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Hey, man, I'm playing man. I can't really think and talk at the same time.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
All day, baby. All day. Hey, Zoo. 25.
Gone. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now it's gone. He's going to float this one deep right into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's obvious he gets his in flurries.
Good. All go special. All go special.
To try again after the sack. Wilson steps away to his left.
I don't know, man. He had
Watson.
explanations for it, man.
Give him 32 on the play.
He's tired of the nigga, man.
Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages. You know, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
You know, when you get the mobility,
coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment, takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there to see if they can build on that stop.
But for certain positions.
Meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away.
You know, trying to make sure that
running back Le'Veon Bell that
Sherman and Harris couldn't hit those thresholds to get another ability.
The Saints going to call
so
the
like
first of their timeouts.
So like his safety,
they'll have 2 remaining as we step
was
aside
like
here
below
in this second quarter.
85. So he lost both of his abilities. So he was trying to put him in the corner to see if he would go over 85 to get one of the abilities back, since he had, you know, the development to have a good right where, you know, it. But since he regressing, his overall is dropping, and your overall has to be over a certain amount to have ability. You know what I'm saying? Even though you got the development, if your dude's not good enough, he's not going to have ability.
Knocks the ball away and it falls
so because he's regressing, he trying to finagle, like, all right, can I put him over here? His overall go up high enough, or can I put him over here? You know what I'm saying? Trying to see where he can put him to get the extra ability. Is what he was doing, which, you know, like, it ain't that big of a deal, but it just looks so bad that, like, we was on there talking about this whole selfless thing, and then you look up and then he got a nigga that got a selfless
incompletions. They don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them.
The thing is, though, Richard Sherman had it too, and I didn't want it. I wanted him to keep his ability.
Going on 4th down. It's Wilson eluding the pressure right. Got a man. It's Ross, complete. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their
his ability's back, bro.
Football, but sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down.
Nah, he dropped below. I thought it was 80. I thought it was 80. You know.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down.
Whoa.
Forced
He had him last year. He had him last year. And then when regression hit, he lost one or two or whatever. I don't know how many he lost, but he lost something.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down?
And so he changed the cornerback. He changed the cornerback to see if he would get the ability back.
They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Because some overalls, some positions, your minimum overall has to be 80.
And that was the first time you seen 85.
In some positions, your minimum has to be 85. Like you get ability at 85. Your first ability, you get it at 85, and then you get the second one at 90. I don't know which position it is, but I know it's one of them.
Because you have a lot of guys who occupy blockers to allow him access to rush the pass.
And like I said, the explanation is it makes sense. But just looking at it from the surface, it looks really bad, especially coming from
scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Now the stuff Two-Inch was doing, oh no.
They'll try and throw
Two-Inch moving a defensive lineman to linebacker every week for training purposes.
And that is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires.
Nah.
And the Ravens are going to get the football back.
He did that week 1 and week 2.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some.
Jordan
Wilson. He takes it all the way up to the 47.
Somebody had brought it up on there.
First down.
And I went and looked at it.
The drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
You can go to your progression history and you can see all the, XP and stuff that you got getting. You can see that he's getting trained and stuff like that. Only defensive lineman on his team getting trained.
A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
You go to transactions,
you can see 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Outside linebacker. The left end, whatever it is. I'm like, man, this dude. We don't went down
reminder there. Coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
How you feel about that?
Now a draw play for Gurley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
This next year with signing,
a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down. From the gun, here's Gone.
Come on.
He's going to find Hill here. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 9-yard line.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
We got on here last night and played a couple, man, but it just be so hard when you ain't got 3 trying to find a random. And I was playing with this, this new guy. He ain't quite ready to be like
Now on second down, this is good. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
We don't need to be handling the ball.
Might have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
Recon, 132 fighter. Showing it. Shoot.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Todd Gurley, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action now. Wilson, flush to his right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally down at the 41-yard line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
It's set the way it's set for you to only be able to do 2 positions.
This will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And you changing your players as in a position group that
the Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And got his man, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Justin Watson, 81 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I said, well, maybe he ain't like his hit power, because the Joker show can't hit. Hit power was like 60-something. He got decent speed, 80, I think it's 81 speed.
Here's Gone. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ballgame. And whatever the adjustment...
He's got a man, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 34 yards there. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Steps away to his left. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 36 yards on the play.
Probably don't remember what's going on.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, alert.
Y'all doing too much.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Uchenna Nwosu picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, y'all was in Reedsville.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Good. 12. Check 3.
Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Torn back across his body. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, a little bit more. Now, he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong. And this is going to wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake. And these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing...
wide open, complete! And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big-time play there for New Orleans, and even 40 yards.
I mean, so who are you to everybody in this there?
Going for it all. And he's got it.
I mean,
touchdown, Saints. Justin Watson, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
I mean, I know it's small, but like...
This fielded at the 2.
Is it just one high school?
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. away. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Todd Gurley, his second touchdown of the afternoon, and the Ravens get a bit closer. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Now goal, and he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Cavs down by a lot. Still running the ball. They're just weak, bro. I mean, why not like work on your weakness? You know you're gonna lose.
For a touchback.
Man, I got a nigga up for
the Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Now they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now it's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Shit, no, it ain't.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Wilson throwing again. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
They gave you that 2.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Which one? Brown shirt. Oh my God.
And some room to work.
That outfit.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
When teams have a tough time running the ball as this one has throughout this game, it's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments, you often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
What's tight? Tight is right. Well.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. Play action. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right.
They didn't get that 2 times.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Wilson rolling to his left. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Goff. Airing it out deep for Smith. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 49 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Gurley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Saints' 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Come on, set. 60 yards. Fair. Switch.
Out of the gun. Gone. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And this one is right through. And they knock that deficit down from 29-26. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Why they make you pass it up there? No!
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says? Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
He just timed that terrible.
2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Let's go. Good defense.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. It's caught inside the 25.
Take it down.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 47 yards. Throwing is Wilson. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Le'Veon Bell. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
What you asked me, Jordan?
Bravo!
Three people. Why have the damn three?
A shotgun snap for goal. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. He wants it all for the end zone. And incomplete, almost intercepted.
You don't want to watch Saquon,
and a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Yeah, that one.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Hey, 25 the mic. We're going 25 the mic. Get it.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. Letting one fly deep, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Go. First down. Good job right there. Good job right there. 53 is the mic.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
Throw the ball,
It's loose. It's out fumble.
Throw the ball.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns.
The nigga wouldn't throw the ball.
They sense a blitz or pressure on the
I want him taking hits, man.
Break routes off early and get the football. In this case,
what's your running back?
Never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Nah, he broke a.
And he'll take this inside the 30 to about.
He broke a sack and wouldn't throw the ball after that. Nigga wide open.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Wide open air
Officially
ball.
no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Again they run with Gurley. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
You see it there.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first attempt from 45.
Now, come on now.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will narrow this, if that's even the right word, to a 30-point deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability. Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score. Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
I mean, hey, once they score one, man, it don't even matter no more.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for, but it'll be second down.
Let's get it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
I got 11. He's mine. We got trips over here.
Wilson wants to throw.
Oh.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell. Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
All day, defense, all day. You guys, listen. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time. Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they? Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one. But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we
double me!
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard
X Factor
line.
on X Factor. Let's see who's going to win.
53, check 53.
Here's Wilson. Going to throw again. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed.
Wow.
What DB he got with the X Factor?
He had a safety.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense. They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them. And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work. That's called being in the zone. So for the Saints, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance.
Oh.
So long getting back to my right mind.